Boleh dengar ni, aku tak tahu dengar tak. Ya, aku send link Tanya je apa? Menyelit je tanya dia. Kau Razin, kau rancak ni nanya. Dia dah buat request ni. Standby. Semua standby.
Kalau hotel ni Dah, aku tu tahu orang. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, boleh dengar?
Dengar.
Ya, nak buka kamera.
Apa?
Buka kamera.
Tak dengar.
Kamera nak kena buka.
Boleh? Baik. Okay. Kita start
Okey, boleh.
Okay, Assalamualaikum everyone. And welcome to our coursework Engineering and Society exclusive interview series. So today we have the privilege of delving into the world of engineering with identified professional who has a wealth of experience and insight to share. So here our guest is Mr. Aziz. Thank you so much for joining us.
Okay, greetings to everyone. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me to this interview. So I'm gonna explain a little bit about me first. My name is Aziz bin Abdul Qadir. I live in Selangor, but I work as a facilities engineer at Consulting Senawang. And my background is study mechanical engineering at UM, and also before that I was in foundation in science at UM also. And I've been an engineer for about 2 years.
Okay. So thank you so much for your introduce yourself. So we might have some question to ask about. Okay. Can we ask about a little bit a question, Mr. Aziz?
Okay, go on.
Okay. So firstly, what make that you choose engineering as your main occupation?
Engineering as a main occupation. Okay, first of all, I never intended to be an engineer. But when I was kid, I look at my family. Most of my uncles and relatives is also an engineer, and I look at them. I think, wow,
Sorry, Mr. Aziz.
yes,
Can you dekatkan sikit?
dekat sikit mic.
Okay. Alright.
Nak start balik ke?
Tak apa, continue je.
Oh, continue je. Okay. Sama tadi. Okay, most of my uncles, my relative is an engineer. So when I look up to them, I think they are very good. But that is also not the point of why I become an engineer. As you know that we are Asian, so most of the time our parents want us to be either engineer or doctor. But I don't like to be a doctor because I hate memorizing. So I have no choice but to choose engineering as a profession. And at the same time, I was already in a science stream where I was in MNSM, and then already in that path of becoming an engineer, so I have to choose that lah. Why not?
I see. Okay. So I heard that engineering job are quite
Okay.
tough. So until you doesn't have time for your family. So how you manage your time between your career and your family?
Engineering is tough. Okay. Actually, that is not quite actually true because it depends on your role or depends on your job scope, depends on your what field you in, what industry, and also depends on what company you will be joining. Some companies have different cultures, whereas they are more relaxed in some companies, but they also like Japanese company, they are more
Mm-hmm.
hardworking. So like most of my friends, they also some of them have to work on Saturday, but I'm not. But if you want to ask me how do I manage between my career and my family, is that during weekdays I focus only on my career, whereas on weekend, if I have opportunity and if don't have anything else, I always return back to my home, meet my family, spend time with them. So that is the only time I have, only during weekends.
Oh, I see, I see. So I will pass to my teammate to ask a next question.
Okay, hi, Mr. Aziz. Firstly, I want to introduce myself. My name is Mohamad Amirul. Firstly,
Okay,
I want to say thank you for being us for tonight.
no
Then
problem.
I want to ask for the next question. The question is in the realm of engineering and product design, the process of creating new models or design involve multi-fact consideration. Can you elaborate on the key aspect you believe the crucial when embarking on the creation of new product?
Okay, so for developing a new product or creating a product, there's always quite a lot of factors. But I'm gonna share to you maybe about three. To me, that is very important. First thing is, does it is it executable or not? Do you think that you can do it or not? Within your current capability, can you do it or not? Don't try to do something that is over your limit, or else it will not succeed. Try to do something that is you know you can do it within your limit, so then you can achieve that. But if you manage to complete the product or design the product, if you want to try to improve that thing, then you can try to go over your limit. Okay. Second thing is the contribution. What I mean about contribution is the benefit to the society. How big is the impact? So let's say you are developing, creating a product or designing a model. You must have a market, a target user. So you must consider how it will contribute to them. Is it accessible or not? Is it cheaper to use? Easier to use? Safe to use? So you have to think as at their own view, how it will benefit them. Okay. And the last thing is, this one is the most important thing. It is about cost. We engineers always have a lot of great ideas, but cost is always the number one enemy for engineer. Okay, because we engineers, we actually don't have money, to invest in this, to create a product. You usually ask from your stakeholder to invest money to develop your product. So usually the first question that they're gonna ask is, how long is the ROI? How long is, if you say that the ROI, right, the return of investment, how long it will take for them to get back their money. So if they say, you say that maybe around 30 years, then uh, tak boleh lah benda tu macam tu kan. So lagi sikit lagi bagus. And one more thing is, engineer like to be efficient. The cheaper the better.
Okay, see. And then the next question is innovation often stems from diverse source. Could you share your approach to generate ideas for job tasks? Additionally, do you typically seek assistance or guidance from specific individuals while working on your tasks?
Okay, the answer is yes. You must always refer to your senior who are more experienced or to your superior because they have a lot more, what you can say, they know what should be do, what should not be done, and they have a lot of experience in your industry. Let's say I mean like every industry is the same. You have to always ask your senior or superior, anyone who is more experienced lah, to get answer or ask help to get ideas. And one thing that you don't have to worry about engineer is that engineer never works alone. We engineer, we have something that we call, when you become engineer later on, we have a group of engineer where we're gonna always discuss everything. We're gonna share ideas. So at that at that moment, you're gonna realize that even though you have no ideas, but when people give out ideas, you can also contribute to them. Even when your ideas is not that good, that group will always try to improve it.
So the conclusion is, if I'm an engineer, cannot work alone. We must work
Yes,
together
together.
in a
Yes,
team.
yes,
Okay.
in a team. It's very important to work in a team.
Okay, thank you. I will pass to next question, my friend.
Okay, hi, my name is Ahmad KHAIRURRAZIN. You can call me Razin. Hello, Mr. Aziz. So,
Hello.
is my sound clear?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So, Mr. Aziz, as engineer, can you share with us what is the most challenging problem that you have encountered?
Most challenging. Okay. During my first time joining a company, my first time being an engineer, I was given a project. That project is actually a 5 year long project. But at that time when I joined, it is already the 5th year. So I have to complete the project which have no progress at all in 1 year. So like I have to complete that 5 year long project in 1 year, and unfortunately I still cannot manage it because who can like do 5 year project in 1 year. But the good thing is that the progress I made within that 1 year is better than the previous engineer that haven't done anything at all during that 5 years. And another thing about challenging to me is my job scope, my role right now is I always have to work during plant shutdown. Okay, if you want to know what is plant shutdown, is where I maintain the plant. And shutdown usually happens during holiday. So most of the time of my holiday, I cannot spend holiday. I have to work, and almost every year on Raya, I work. I don't have time for my family.
Okay. So thank you for that your story. Okay, then do you actually feel the change or uh, impact to your engineering job in your daily life?
Impact of my engineering job to my daily life. Okay, as you know,
Yeah.
engineer is actually, our role as an engineer is actually to solve problem. So most of the time, engineers spend a lot of time to solve problem. So at times, your problem solving, your critical thinking, and your quick minded will always get better. Even though engineering problems and daily life problem is different, but when you have encountered enough problem in your engineering, so you know how to cope with that problem, even though it is just a daily life problem.
Okay, understand. So, so this about engineering designing job has to comply to various safety and environmental regulation.
Okay.
How do one comply to this regulation? Do we simply need to remember that and implement them, or do we need to send the product through the screening process?
Okay. Not all product have to go to screening, but I have to say that regulation is very important because you first of all you need to understand all regulation that is related to your product, because if you cannot publish that product because didn't meet that regulation, then all you did is wasting your time and energy. And one more thing is, even if you manage to develop the product, sold that to the market, if there's something happening to your product, it can cause maybe harm to the user or the environment, and it will create a lot more problems and give a bad reputation to you and also to your company. And we as engineer actually have to solve problem, not to create more problems. Okay, and then another thing is, most of the company we have a safety engineer. Okay, safety engineer is probably to me is the most strict person lah. So they're gonna ask a lot of question about your method, questioning about your ways. So it is your responsibility to explain to them why do I need to use this certain methods. Okay, why I need this to complete this. So that's why you need to completely understand what jobs or what product are you developing, because you have to justify to them until they are satisfied.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Aziz, for
Okay.
your sharing. Okay, I will pass to Heather.
Hey, hello, Mr. Aziz.
Hello.
My name is Heather. Okay. The next question is about when you first start as an engineer, what's the job exactly as you envisioned during study? Example about research and development job 20 years ago is still the same with modern right now job nowadays.
Yeah, but when I first started as an engineer, was
Uh,
the job exactly
you
as like I
envision
expected?
uh, vision
Okay.
during study.
Actually, it is not good as I expected, but it is also not bad as I expected, because in my current field right now is actually the least favorite subject of my study. I actually don't like this field at all, but here I am already joining the industry, and it's not that bad. But most of the time, engineer, you will have a lot of mental problem, because we have to solve problem in your daily life. Not all problems can solve within a day or 2 days. Sometimes it takes about weeks or months. So when you encounter a problem on a day and you cannot finish it, and then when you return home, the problem is still in your head. So that's why you're gonna become stressed. It's different when you tired your physical, because it can be reduced by just rest. But for problems, it's gonna affect your mental so bad. And then the next question is R&D. 20
Yes,
years ago, same as right now.
yes. Research and development.
Okay. R&D. Sorry. R&D is about innovation on to technologies, right? So
Yes.
our technologies right now has become more complex because they evolve with time. So if I want to say that 20 years ago, yes, the technologies might not be much complex like nowadays, and but it's still a important job within engineering. And I think R&D is the most hardest field in engineering, because you must always have good ideas to innovate and also to improve all the technologies. And I can say that in 20 years in the future, where the technology is becoming more critical and more complex, R&D will become more important than nowadays.
All right. Okay. Okay, and next, the last one, the last question is, what advice or any guideline can you provide to become engineer? What advice?
Okay, sorry. My advice is when you start becoming an engineer, in your early stage of becoming an engineer, you have to know that it is still your learning process. Actually, the learning process of becoming an engineer is still about 2 to 3 years. So in that stage, you need to grab every opportunity to participate in everything. You have to keep learning. You have to keep gaining everything because uh, when you are older, you cannot do that because everyone already expect that you are good enough in your job because you already have an experience. But when you are young in your early stage, people might have expectation but not as high as the older people. They know that you guys still need learning. So at this time, you have to keep learning. Don't be shy and keep participate in everything. Most important is the first years of your becoming an engineer is that it is still a learning process. Second thing is when you guys have become an engineer, you guys are the younger engineer. So you still have time and energy. So use that time and energy to participate in everything. Go for overtime because overtime is gonna give you a good experience, improve a lot in your industry, and also you got a good income from that.
Just join any competition about learning skill or about something else.
I'm sorry.
Just join the competition to learn skill. Just like that.
Uh, Not competition, but most of the time, uh, I always participate in coursework or trainings during my first year. You know, like I can tell you that every month I always go for training. To keep on learning about my industry because, like I said just now, at the beginning, my industry, my field is the least favorite that I like. I didn't even take this subject during my mechanical engineering study during my degree. So I have a lot to catch up and a lot to learn. But even though right now, even the old engineer who have already experienced in 20 years and 30 years, they still go for training and coursework because engineering is actually continuous learning for to improve because like I said just now, technology always improve and evolve, so we have to evolve also.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Aziz.
Okay.
So this, can I
Yeah.
ask one more question?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not a serious question. I just want to know,
Okay.
can an engineer maybe reach?
Sabar, Mr. Aziz.
No. Actually okay lah. For context of reach, it depends lah. Depends on what company. If you join Petronas or big companies, then you get a good pay lah. But to join company big like that, there's a lot of competition. So we have to fight harder lah to get to join the company.
Must have more
Uh,
experience.
and also I can say that maybe most of the engineers that I know, most of them have second job. I mean like part time.
Oh,
So tak kaya pula sebenarnya. Kena ada kerja lain lah.
okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Aziz.
Yeah.
So I would like to ask you some question
Okay.
that later you talk about the cost for your
Okay.
project. So
Okay.
normally, during your experience on your company, how
Hmm.
much cost that your company already spent?
My company or me?
Your project.
Okay. Most of the
Yeah.
time my projects is around so far my project never exceed 100,000 lah. 100,000 ringgit Malaysia. So it is actually not that big, not that large because there's a lot more project that use more money. And like my project that is not that big usually takes time about 2 to 3 years to get back the outcome. So that's why, like I said just now, you have to look at the benefit and also the cost. You have to do the cost benefit analysis. The cheaper is better, but if the benefit must be better lah.
Okay. So I think that's all the question that we need to ask to you. Okay. So a special
Okay.
thanks to Mr. Aziz for
Alright.
taking your time to share your experience with us.
Okay. Thank you. Alright.
So if you have any further question or the particular topic you like us to explore in future interview, feel free to let us know. Okay.
Okay.
So
Alright.
that's all for today. Thank you.
Okay. Alright.
Alright. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you so much.
Mantap. Yeah. Apa?
Mantap.
Record. 26 minit, Mat.